Hey everybody. Number 79 in the Criterion collection is a collection of 6 short films starring W.C. Fields, who was the star of our previous movie, The Bank Dick. So these are 6 comedy short films, each around 20 minutes long, give or take, right? The whole thing is about 2 hours. There's 6 movies, so the movies, for what it's worth, are Pool Sharks, which was his first film and is in fact a silent film. It's heavy on the comedy, heavy on the slapstick, so it's very Charlie Chaplin or Buster Keaton. Then there is The Golf Specialist, The Pharmacist, The Fatal Glass of Beer, The Barber Shop, and The Dentist. There are 6 shorts, but 5 directors: Monty Pierce, Clyde Bruckman, Edwin Middleton, Leslie Pierce, and Arthur Ripley. And of course, W.C. Fields starring and contributing to the writing of all of them. Uh, these are fun. I'm not going to have a lot to say about this necessarily, but we have a few things to talk about. The films themselves are fine. There's a lot of slapstick, physical comedy. There's some wordplay, obviously, in the talkies. A lot of comedic domestic violence, if that's a thing that bothers you. You know, it's very of the age. This is from the 1930s. It was a good time. It was nothing objectionable. I. It was also nothing substantial. They are just short, fun comedies, which doesn't give us a whole lot to talk about. But I do want to take a moment to say uh, it is November 13th as I'm recording this. November 17th of last year is when I did the first Criterion review. So we've been doing this for a year. And my goal for this project was to do at least one a week, which I have done for the past year. In fact, we have watched 78 movies. I know we're on number 79. That discrepancy is going to grow as we go through the collection. But we have done 78 movies in 1 year instead of 52. So, of course, they've added like 30 new Criterion Collection movies since I've started this, so I may never catch up. In a couple more movies, we'll go through, statistics, countries, eras, silent film versus talking film, whatever. So we'll talk about those. I also do want to say you're not going to see a review from me in the next week because the annual charity stream, Desert Bus for Hope, kicks off tomorrow. And that pretty much is my life while it's airing. Desertbus.org. You can drop in and check out the Cult I Mean Fun. So I won't be able to watch another film for more than a week. But that's okay. I've built up plenty in reserve. I can take a week off. So, like I said, I'm sorry I didn't have more to say about 6 short films by W.C. Fields. They are black and white talkies and one silent film. They are pretty decent comedies, pretty indicative of the time. So take them for what they are. I kind of would have rather watched Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin, but W.C. Fields is enjoyable when he's talking. As a silent film, he doesn't bring anything extra to the table, but he does have a sardonic sense of humor that I do enjoy. And there's a henpeckedness to many of his characters that's enjoyable. So when you do see me again, which will be a couple weeks, we will be looking at number 80, The Element of Crime, directed by Lars von Trier from Denmark from 1984. And I will decide if we're going to do a recap of like data on that or on our actual 80th film. I got a couple weeks to decide. I know this one's light on content, but it was 6 snack-sized films. There's not a whole lot to analyze there. It was a good time. Should you watch them? Well, do you want to have the equivalent of sitting down and eating some popcorn? That's kind of what it is. If you want little bite-sized comedy, then go for it. With my blessing. If bite-sized comedy is not your thing, then probably not. Anyway, I will see you guys when I return for The Element of Crime. Thank you as always for being a part of this. We made it through our first year, guys. And we did better than I could have expected in a year. So I guess we're going to keep this going for a while longer. When I started this, I didn't know how long I'd be able to stick it out. But now that I've made it a year, I got another year in me at least. Do I have another 20 years in me? I guess we'll find out together. See you guys next time.